What's up guys, Jeff from Sorta Health here. In today's video, I'll be sharing my thoughts on NASM's new open book exam. In case you didn't know, NASM has recently given all of you the option to take their final exam online with your book and Google search ready to go so you can look up any answers that you don't know. There could be some unforeseen consequences that the entire industry will have to deal with because of this move on NASM's part. So in this video, we'll be breaking down why NASM has decided to do this. And we'll also be going over the pros and cons of this decision. Before we get into all that, all I ask is that you consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. This channel is a free resource for all fitness professionals, and your support is what allows us to keep making free content for all of you. Thank you very much for that support, everyone. I really do appreciate it. Before I give my thoughts on anything, what do you guys think? Is NASM offering an open book exam a good or bad thing for the personal training industry? Will it have any effect at all? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. First things first, what exactly is NASM offering here? Essentially, when it comes to their CPT, Certified Personal Trainer course and material, they're offering two ways to complete the program. Option one is what they've been offering already. It's an NCCA accredited exam. That exam is proctored online and it consists of 120 multiple choice questions. It's not an easy exam to overcome, but with enough studying hours put in, the vast majority will pass it. Then we have option two, and this one is new. It's an open book, open Google, open anything, 100 question exam. This one is not proctored. No one is watching you take it. Both exams require a 70 or higher to pass. The course study material is the exact same for both test versions, and as far as anyone knows so far, the questions being served up in both exams are incredibly similar or the exact same. The big differences here are: one test is open book and one is not. Two, one test is NCCA accredited and one is not. I'm sure it's pretty obvious to most watching already, but the proctored exam is the one that is NCCA accredited. If you pass the open book exam, you will not be getting an NCCA accredited certification. In fact, in NASM's eyes, what you're getting by passing the open book test is a certificate, not a certification. You only get a true NASM CPT, Certified Personal Trainer certification, by passing their proctored exam. It's a little weird to say all of that out loud, kind of confusing to be honest. As I said before, I think this is good, bad, and definitely some in between, which we'll break down more very soon. Anyways, why should you care whether your certification or exam is NCCA accredited? There's really only one, maybe two reasons why you should care if you're getting an NCCA accredited certification. One, some gyms won't hire you without an NCCA accredited certification. Two, some insurance companies won't offer you trainer insurance coverage without an NCCA accredited certification. Personally, I wouldn't care about the NCCA stamp of approval at all if it weren't for these two things, but both are very real in our trade, so we shouldn't ignore them. Before we start breaking down pros and cons, why is NASM doing this? There are two main reasons that NASM has decided to offer an open book exam. The first one I think is fairly well intentioned. Every once in a while, there will be someone who puts in a ton of work, does a lot of studying, and this person would honestly make a great trainer, but for whatever reason, they just can't pass that big test. I sympathize with this person. That is a painful position to be in. It would be tough to pay good money for your course and exams, study for months, and still come up short multiple times. I think most of us know people who are smart and capable, but just for whatever reason, they're not good test takers. It could be anxiety or something else, but again, I feel bad for people stuck in that spot. I'm sure NASM gets contacted by a high number of people in that position, so offering this exam could be a way to help those people out. The second reason they're offering this, and this is a big one, is that they have lost some market share to ISSA. ISSA has really grown a lot in popularity over the last 5 years, and the main reasons behind that growth are effective marketing on ISSA's part, and of course the fact that their exam is open book. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, if I were one of the higher ups working at NASM, I'd be pissed about this. I've said it more times than I can count at this point, but none of these base training certifications are as good as they probably should be. That being said, NASM's course is better than ISSA's. They really do give you considerably more content and high quality information for the price. Keep in mind this is coming from a guy who's been critical of NASM NASM at plenty of points in time. Also remember, I'm not saying ISSA sucks, they're okay, I'm just saying NASM is a bit better. So NASM has what is most likely the better course, and their exam is NCCA accredited, but despite all of that, ISSA is still starting to catch up to them in terms of popularity. And yes, the main reason for that is that ISSA's test is open book. I'm sure I'm going to piss some people off by saying that out loud. I'm not trying to do that, I'm just telling it like it is. So on NASM's part, this seems like a smart move. They get to help out some of their students who are struggling a bit and crush ISSA in the process. Not to mention, some students will end up paying for both test versions at some point or another, and that means more cash for NASM. Considering all this information, what do I actually think will happen? Or maybe I should rephrase that question a bit. What will the pros and cons of this decision end up being? Well, the biggest pro in my eyes is the one that I'm pretty sure NASM is also seeing. This option will enable some people who aren't ready to take the proctored exam or can't pass the proctored exam to begin working in the field. Like I said before, some employers care if your certification is NCCA accredited, other employers might only care that you're certified. I've hired ISSA trainers in the past, and they were no better or worse than other trainers I've hired with ACE, NASM, NSCA, or any other type of certification. I care way more about someone's ability to interact with and train clients than anything else, which I'm sure makes a lot of sense to all of you watching, and many other employers feel the exact same way. So my guess is that going forward, NASM is going to use this open book option as a bit of a stepping stone. If you're not ready for the big proctored test, they'll recommend this open book exam temporarily while you get some experience in the field, and then you can come back and finish that other tougher test later. Considering everyone, including the folks over at NASM themselves, know that experience is the best teacher in this field, this all makes pretty good sense. Let's say I manage a gym that requires an NCCA accredited certification, and all you have is the non-NCCA accredited NASM one. I might still hire you on and give you 6 months to pass the proctored version of the exam. Maybe I like you so much as a trainer that I figure out how to bypass that NCCA requirement altogether to keep you on the team. Who knows? Anything is possible. Even if your hypothetical manager, still requires that NCCA accredited cert after 6 months, at least you will have gotten a good amount of hands-on experience in the meantime, which, like we said, is incredibly useful. I guess what I'm saying is I could see a few instances where this less official NASM cert could come in handy. The possible downside or con to all of this is an interesting thing to discuss. If you talk to experienced trainers who've been in the field for a while, most, if not close to all, will agree that it's already too easy to get into personal training. You don't need a 4-year degree, a 2-year degree, or even a license to get started. Compared to many other trades like being an electrician, a plumber, or even a massage therapist, becoming a trainer is stupidly easy and quick as well. Over time, this can lead to some problems. Because it's so easy to get into this field relative to others, it's tougher for trainers to demand a higher price. Also, people outside the industry, maybe rightfully so, lose some respect for us trainers once they realize how low the barrier to entry truly is to get certified and working. I've heard many make the argument that requiring trainers to get licenses and complete schooling hours similar to what licensed massage therapists have to do, well, that would elevate the profession as a whole. In many people's minds, this would lead to more qualified trainers over time, and those better, more qualified trainers could then charge more money for more respected services. I'm always personally on the fence about this for a few reasons. First off, which organization, ACE, ACSM, NASM, the NSCA, ISSA, or any of the others, would be in charge of this shift to a license in the first place? Who would make all the tough calls in terms of curriculum, testing, hours, etc.? To obtain a license in personal training, would you have to attend an in-person school, or would you still be able to do everything online? In-person schooling would likely be beneficial, but it would obviously be a lot less convenient. These aren't things worth trying to figure out in this video, but will NASM, an industry leader, having an open book test option lower our perceived quality even more over time? Unfortunately, it might. None of us will have the answer to that question at any point soon. Not only that, but with ISSA and NASM now both having open book testing options, you can make a safe bet that other training education companies are going to look into having that same option available as well. I see this being a good and bad thing for the industry as a whole. Looking at the immediate future, I think this decision makes a ton of sense for NASM financially. Although it benefits them, it makes me feel a bit less sure of where this industry is headed. I'm going to remain optimistic for now though, because your ability to pass a test and be a good trainer are very different things. I am very happy for all of the trainers that this will help in the meantime. Do you agree with everything I've said about NASM, ISSA, or anything else in this video? Either way, make sure to let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I appreciate having your feedback as well. And if you haven't done so already, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, because both of those things really do help the channel to grow, and that does allow me to create more free content for all of you. Thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time, stay sort of healthy.